we are. Hi everyone, good evening. It's the Friday, the 6th of August. I'm excited to be here. My name is Transformation Coach Mashudu Mbhele. I'm also a negative emotional therapy practitioner. I help people master their own lives by helping them to get rid of their emotional and mental baggages, and also the negative belief systems that are sabotaging their lives and other issues that affects them. So today we are live, we are on Join the Conversation, and welcome guys. As you are coming through, do say hello, send us an emoji or something. So what is Join the Conversation? Join the Conversation is whereby I speak to different women from all walks of life, and where they're sharing their experiences and their messages and wisdom and info to empower us and to inspire us, because I believe that everyone has got a message for everyone in this world. And I might be talking today and the message doesn't sit with you, but it will sit with someone. And I believe today, having my guest Janelle is going to inspire you and empower you this evening. And thank you guys for tuning in. Let me just check if we've got. Yes, already we've got Rachel. Rachel, welcome. I see you. So welcome. And if you've got questions as you're coming through, do ask questions. I'll look at my phone as well so that I don't miss any questions. And as I'm carrying on, I've got a guest who's waiting for me to so that she can introduce herself. So Janelle, please introduce yourself and tell us who you are.
Yeah, thanks, Mashudu, and hi to everyone else. Hope you're all great on this Friday afternoon and that you've had a great week. So, as Mashudu said, I am Janelle. I am currently working at Capitec Bank as a business engineer and a product owner. I actually started off my career as a process engineer at the mining plants. So, very interesting changes for me, but yeah, that's who I am. I'm currently based in Cape Town, and yeah, that's more or less about me. And I think I'll get to say more as I'm going through. But I'm really excited to be here, and it's an honor to have this conversation. So thank you for asking me to join.
Thank you for rising to the occasion. I see we've got Ntogozo as well. Ntogozo, welcome. Type questions for Janelle if you've got any questions for her, and everyone who's coming through, just say hello as well so that we interact with you. So it's basically a conversation that we're having. So let me just make you relax. How is Cape Town, Janelle? How is the weather?
It's good. It's getting chilly as it normally is in the evenings, and it is the cold as we know it right now. But yeah, some good sunny days we're having for the past few days. We've had some good rains recently, but I have had a sunshiny week, and it's really nice. We're just really obviously keeping indoors and making sure that we're not getting to contact too many people because of the situation that is COVID. But at the same time, it's just really nice to go out and just see some of the scenery and really just enjoy the nice fresh air that's available here. And yeah, look at the nice scenery all around the place. But it's all good.
Okay, that's awesome. And I see you're very cheerful. So let's start. Tell us, what is your message for us this evening, to everyone who will be listening and to those who will be playing a replay and those who will be sharing as well. Guys, we are here, please share the video, share it to your timelines as well, and so that more people can tune in.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, I think it would just be a really simple message that we need to keep strong and support one another because the days are going so quickly and we have so much going on in our lives. So at times we just might forget to really, take stock of ourselves and the people around us. So I would just say that you person, you need to stay strong, you need to take care of yourself, and then also extend the same to other people, because it's so important right now for us to take care of each other, to actually speak to one another. So that's why I'm so glad to be doing this also, because it's a chance to get to speak and reach out to other people, which we all have to do right now, because it's just busy and everyone's life is just going past them. So it's good just for us to keep, as I said, going back to it, stay strong, keep up to one another, and look after each other.
Thank you for that. So I just wanted to know, I know being you've adjusted and you're doing a lot of things at the moment. Just tell us maybe about your photography. I've been seeing that a lot, and yeah, you're doing amazing work. Just tell us about that hobby.
Um, for me, everything is busy and I'm doing a lot of everything. So it's a normal work and studies and try to get out there and just really see what's going on, take some, wherever I go, get some pictures, really enjoy what's going on. I just really see a bit of the world and be around people. So there's a lot going on. But at the same time, I like it that way because it's busy and it's really fun. And yeah, just as I said, have some kind of see things around, share it with people, that kind of thing, definitely for me.
Okay, awesome. Thanks for that. And last year was quite a challenging year for most of us, even now. So, what was, maybe you can just share maybe one or two challenges that you faced, and how have you managed to navigate through them?
Yeah, last year was definitely challenging because it was this whole change of the way we work. So I mean, all my life, and like many other people, we were out of the house, working, interacting with friends, going out, and suddenly all of that just stopped. And for me, I realized that I loved being social and I fed off energy from other people. So as soon as I would say in many situations, whether it was work or even the personal sense, one of the biggest challenges was for me to actually try to gain that energy from myself, because as much as I can have a lot of energy, it gets very tiring to try to find that from yourself. So I really missed that interaction, and I found that I had to overcome that. But through that, I decided that, okay, I need to get a stronger network and really interact with people in other ways. So, it made me focus more on sending that message to friends and family to say, hey, how are you? Maybe phoning someone, even if it does work, just ring someone to see how they are. So that's how I overcame it, because I had to find that kind of energy source from somewhere else. So I had to, change the way I interacted, which was interesting and it really was good. I think another challenge was also just the whole thing of being, I think, in your own four walls, getting that cabin fever kind of thing, because I was also a person that loved being outside, and those little drives going to work, coming back, or just being outside was really, energy. It gave energy, and it also gave me some kind of new perspective. And then suddenly it was just uh, my room and my lounge and my kitchen, just where those are the three places I visited the most. So that was difficult, but I found that it gave me some time to reflect and use it. I would say the free spare time that I would have used going out to maybe look at my own life and take some decisions to do different things to improve myself. And I think that was great, because that few weeks, months of reflection at least gave me a new direction in my life that I'm currently going towards.
Thank you for that. I see we've got Kathleen, and Douglas says we look beautiful. Thank you,
Thank
Douglas.
you.
And just for someone who's listening, and someone who's just relocated, being far away, and now is the time to be closer to family. I know you touched on it. Can you expand on that? What can they do?
No, it's difficult because, especially if you're living in different parts of the country where it's difficult to travel from, in a quick kind of a space where I'm like, for example, I'm from KZN. It's an 18.5 hour drive to get there. And there's no way that I'm doing that. So I think it's obviously the reality is that in the way things are, you have to be safe first and protect your family. So you have to make those decisions, and it's tough. But then you always have to keep in contact with your family and your friends, find out how they're doing, give them a call, send them a message, and I think be patient with them and yourselves, because as much as they're far away and you can talk to them, you can't speak to them on the phone forever. You can't video call them forever. So you have to actually be okay with saying that, no, you know what, they are busy on their side, I'm busy on my side, and acknowledge that. But I think just in general, keep closer and just find ways to keep in contact, whatever that is, whether it's sending a message or phoning or asking how you are. I think that's very important, because then at least you keep that kind of small bits of contact, which is so important. Because I think when we tend to see each other more often, we feel like, now it's cool, we don't have to message someone for 4 days and don't call them for 4 days. But it becomes evident when you're far away and you cannot see someone for a long time, that you actually need to do some extra and put a little more effort to keep in contact. And it's the same with even people close to you also. Just because you can still see them, it's important to have that kind of conversation and connection still.
Okay. So I'll say for me, what I've seen with COVID, I've realized I need to be intentional
Yeah.
about myself and what I say to my family on a daily basis, and just to let them know how they feel. I think that was my key takeaway
Mm.
that I've learned as well,
Yeah.
and to live in the moment. Because most of the time we're always living in the past or in the future, and we forget to embrace the current situation.
Yeah. Now, I would agree that living in the moment is so important and being present, because if you start worrying about what's happening tomorrow, what's going to happen 5 days from now or 10 days from now, you're going to actually get that anxiety and that stress. And I mean, it's something that I went through also, and I realized that it's something that I just maybe need to stop. It's not like I don't care about what's going to happen, but it's important to take one step at a time, because you have to really prioritize what's important in your life. And sometimes the things that are needed now are the things you should just worry about and get that out of your way, so you can move forward with anything in your life. And at least that's in that way, you don't have to worry and stress and use that precious time thinking about what's happening or what's going to happen in the future.
Thank you for that, and welcome to everyone. If you're joining in, just type your any question you have for us and just say hi as well. And I remember I asked you this question, but I still feel like it's pertinent again. And you change careers, and what have you learned from there? And then maybe you can just share to someone who's just thinking of changing their career, what can they do, and what are the maybe the thought process that one needs to take when they're doing that. Because if you're in your comfort zone, most people, it's so hard to move from a comfort zone to the stretch zone. Maybe you can just share with us what can they do.
Yeah. Now, I like that you spoke about the comfort zone, because that's something that we all get so used to. And because if you're in your comfort zone, you might not think about it very often, and you might not even ask yourself, is this really what I want? And is this really what is going to work for me in the future? Because for me, that was my biggest, when I was looking at making the decision to find another job, for me, the question was, do I want to be doing the same thing for the rest of my life? And whether I was comfortable and I was very happy in the sense of where I was in my life. But I knew that I needed to challenge myself, because I could have grown in that place, but the whole it would have been my career growth and not any kind of personal growth. And I'm all about growing myself personally. So that's the first question I think you need to ask yourself. And you always need to check to see, okay, is this aligning to what you want for yourself personally? Your career is important, yes, but at the end of the day, you need to have you need to have your personal goals aligned with that, because you are working for you're at work for 8 9 hours, sometimes more depending on your demand, and sometimes you might go back home and still do something. That's a big chunk of your time, because we should be sleeping 8 hours in the day. Some of us don't do that, but then that means you only really have about, let's say, 6 hours of personal time, and that's not a big part of your day. So your work is important, and you need to get some kind of personal fulfillment from there. So that's the first thing I did, and I think everyone else should do that. In terms of the movement, um, for me, I found that the biggest skill that I needed was being able to solve problems and to be able to, you know, think about solutions and really put them into place, because I'm supposed to get a problem, draw a solution out on paper, get that solution out into development and into the market. That's my job. And at the end of the day, it's all core personal, problem solving. And that's one of the biggest skills that anyone needs to have in these days. I think you can have any job, any degree or any piece of paper, but if you can't solve a problem, then it's not really going to be helpful in the workplace. So I think when the first thing changing careers, it's always about looking at what skills you have. And when you're applying and looking at different jobs, always read the description and try to see whether you're going to enjoy what you're going to do. It's important to actually read the description of what you're applying for and just not click apply, because yeah, it's never going to work out if you're not aligning to what the principles are of the job and what the requirements are. So that's the first yeah, the first thing I wanted to talk about when you're changing your career. And then also the second thing is, I always say, and I read this somewhere also, and it's a nice quote, it was this week, in fact, they're saying that if you meet 100% of the requirements, you're overqualified for the job, and then there's no learning room for you when you get to your new job. So always take that step. And if you feel like you're really going to fit into a company in an environment that, and maybe you don't get, you meet 80% of the requirements, apply. But if someone asks you, say, okay, but I'm willing to learn the other 20% if you just give me the chance. And sometimes that's, I think it holds a lot more merit than you having everything, because it shows that you're willing to take on something new. So yeah.
I love that, and I think I just want to expand on problem solving. It's even when you're at work, one needs to always remember that they're there to solve a problem, and the problem is based on the role. So everybody is there to solve a problem, because at times people forget that why they're there, and they just forget it and forget to add value where they're required. And the fact that you were chosen is showing that there's somebody recognize your skills and say, yes, we value you, we are excited that you come and add value. That's why we chose you amongst thousands and thousands of people. Thank you for that. There's a question for you.
Mm.
Dogozo says, how do you balance your life, studies, work, and family? She says she's really struggling. I'm touching everything, but nothing gets finished. So she's all over the place. So what can you tell her? What can she do?
Yeah, no, I feel her pain and her sentiments exactly, because just for insight, I am studying and I'm doing my MBA. I decided to take on the big dinosaurs of the world because I wanted to do, really make some improvement in my life. It is tough because, as I said, with work and the way work is with everyone, it is a big chunk of your day. And so, and then your studies, and then I don't have like family commitments. So I think maybe that's a less of a burden on my side in comparison to other people. So if someone has a family and working and studying, then I really will take my hat off to them, because that's an um, additional responsibility. But I just balance it, and I always have balanced my life in this way, to say that my work is, as I said, let's say 9 hours of the day. I start at 8 in the morning, and then I'll finish off at any time between 5 and 6. And I've always maintained, even before I was studying, to say that I will work 120% on what my responsibilities are for the day. If I say at 8 o'clock in the morning that I need to do task 1, 2, 3, and if I know that I'm going to be able to finish it, I work until I finish it, and then once my laptop is closed and I actually shut down my work laptop, it's shut down. I've done what I wanted to do for the day, and that's the message that I give myself, to say that I've given my 100%, and I know that I've met my goals, and that's done. And then it's so important between work and your studies to take a break. So actually just shut down, because your brain is so busy the entire day long and you don't realize how much you're doing. You get tired, and you also just need to kind of shut your brain down in terms of work and just make sure that you've sorted all of that out. So for me, I always take a break, whether it's actually going back into bed to get a nap, or to exercise, or to just listen to some music, or look outside the window. I spend an hour and a half or so just doing that. And then it's obviously the responsibilities of feeding yourself and maybe cleaning up or something. So you can spend time doing that. But I'm personally a late study person. So I might start at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock or something like that. But I try to put some kind of effort in every day. Someone told me that no matter what you're studying or what other commitments you have, even if you don't feel like it, even if you feel like, you're tired or something, at least do half an hour of something, because that will add to somewhere. So I just try to balance that out. And then in terms of the overall balancing and priorities, I learned very early in the game with the studies that there's so many commitments with assignments and exams and lectures, because I'm doing classes from home on a Tuesday evening. So there's a milestone that you have to meet. So I just look at it from a time to say that I focus, and I've actually got a Excel thing that's going online to see, okay, you focus on what is necessary for the next, you can say 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever it is, and you try to put your effort on that, prioritize, get it out of the way, and then you can focus on the rest of the things. And in that way, you'll know when you can take a break also. So yeah, that's how I'm just balancing myself out and try to get it. But yeah, it's an effort to do so, but slow and steady, you win the race.
That's awesome. I trust Ntokozo you got that. One of our coaches always says, "Yeah, coach, you need to be visible to your church. So if you're a pastor and you're sick, you cannot say to the congregation today church is not there. You're sick, so you need to go there kicking and screaming and serve where it's required." There's something that whilst you were chatting, I took a comment on. It's in terms of coming back to your career change, what has been the growth? What are the new skills that you have learned about
Very,
yourself as well?
very interestingly, it started from small things like how you present yourself and how you present your work, especially with the online working. It's so important to be able to write, communicate properly, put on, if you want to draw something or send out a thought, put a picture together. And I had to learn that very quickly, because before I was really dependent on being in the meeting room, taking a marker, drawing on the board, and letting my brain do the work. So I think that's the first thing. But it's really, it sounds like a stupid thing and a small thing, but it really, really is important to get that down, because then you can really get everybody on the same lines. When someone comes onto a team or Zoom call, they can see what you're talking about, they're following you, and you get to solution quickly, and that cuts down 3 other meetings down the line that you're going to have to try to clarify what to say in the first place. So that's one small skill that has really helped me out. Also, in terms of the leadership and getting towards teams and being able to plan and look at work, I do believe that I've had big growth on that, because it's really important to have a great relationship with the team. So I got a lot of relationship building skills, because I work with the team very closely every single day, and actually having to work with them to have a business priority put forward, it's really amazing because it really pushed me to grow as a leader and also focus on what I'm doing to see if I can become a better leader by seeing how effective our conversations and eventually our work is. So that's another skill that I've had. And really just becoming more assertive, I think it's something that I've constantly been working towards. And I've been always been told that, no, you're a quiet person. You need to come out of the shell a little bit and be a bit more assertive. And I think that's really, especially in the past few months, I would say, when the going gets tough, you need to really stand your ground and be able to place your position, because we all do something for a reason. If I'm designing a process, I'm designing it and I'm putting a marker or putting a business rule or something because it means something bigger to the business and to the client itself. I need to stand my ground and say, this is why, and this is the reasoning behind it. And we should not do something that's negative to the client, or we should not do something that's negative to the business. We should always work in the best interest of the people who are our clients and the people using our products. So it's those kind of things that really, it has pushed me to become more, to be confident about myself, and in that turn be assertive as well.
Wow, thank you. So my takeaways from what I'm hearing is to be more assertive, stand your ground, build relationship, communicate, and adapt to change as well, because it's quite key. And also, when you're serving, being aware, because for you guys, you're in the people's faces, so customer is key.
Yes.
So you need to make sure that they are served. So as we're about to end, what? Oh, there's a question from Rachel. Guys, when you're coming through, just type hello so that I can see you're here. Put an emoji. Rachel says, "How did you come out of the shell? Practical ways. Do you have any practical ways of how you came out of?" Yes, I know Janelle. She was very quiet. Even myself, I used to be told I'm too quiet, but I believe doing all these lives and get it out of my comfort zone is helping as well. So, Rachel says, "How do you come out of your out of the shell and practical ways that you can share with her?"
Yeah, that's a good question. And it's a question that I always ask myself also, how I can be better. I think when you have to actually see what you're comfortable with and what kind of person you are, because a lot of the times you can't really copy another person. I can't copy you, Mashu, because you have um, your own approach and your own feelings, and you might be a certain way and I'm a different way. So you have to find out what's great for you. For me, like for an example, I decided that, and I'm always a person that I don't necessarily want to go somewhere and I don't know somebody and just start, trying to be assertive or something like that. I'd like to actually build a relationship and find out more about you before I can actually take that forward. That's who I am. So it starts with a personal question to say, it's not a personal question, but like, hi, how are you? If you haven't met somebody, just introduce yourself. Just get that rapport going, and then you can, come out of your shell, because the more comfortable you are, the more you'll be willing to speak up, because you'll feel free. And then even if you want to uh, be assertive or tell them something that you feel maybe you disagree, politely disagree, that's something that you need to do. So that's what I have done. And in essence, I said, I had to make a lot of effort to come out of my shell a bit, because I say that like in a personal and even in a work capacity, it's not going to happen unless you make the effort to do so. So if I say personal capacity wise, for example, reach out to a friend, or hey, can we go have a coffee, or can we take a drive to the beach or something like that. Try to get out there to get that relationship and that thread going, because it's important. I know saying that is easier said than done, because sometimes you're going to have the situation where you don't know the person, you've literally seen them for the first time, and you need to be assertive and or be just be friendly and open and confident in front of them, and that is not the easiest of things. But I believe that in that kind of situation you need to be sure about yourself. You need to be able to also pick up on the other person's cues, their attitudes, and also share a bit of warmth and share a bit of openness from your side. I learned somewhere that body language is very important. So the way you greet somebody, the way you interact with them, it also might help to break those walls down very quickly. So yeah, that's what I could say, some of the tips that you could find. And there's so many great links, and there's so much information out there as to how your body language depicts how you come up and how you can actually get people to be more open towards you. And there's amazing things about how you can actually find out and figure out what's the best tool for you in terms of how you interact with people, because sometimes it's important for you to understand who you are and where you stand, so then you can tailor a style for yourself. So I found, like, for example, doing the MTBI, those personality tests, to find out where what is my, like, for example, leadership style and my interactive style, has really shown that, okay, I have a strength in this kind of area. Let's say, for example, maybe compassion, or whether I am able to articulate myself better, something like that. Then I strengthen that, I grow on that, and I use that in every opportunity that I can, because I know that I'm good at that. I'm not going to struggle if I take that approach.
Thank you. Thank you. Rachel, I trust she has answered the questions. I'll also type them down. I'll just type the key points as well. Hi, Linda. Welcome. Linda just joined us. Linda Savingnam as well. Welcome. So, as we're about to end, what is your final message to us? What can we take home?
For me, it's a female. I know it's Women's Month, so first of all, I think if I send a special message out to the women, I say that, you should really be proud of yourselves, because it's really a difficult world to be, whether it's a woman or man. But I think women have it, I will say it, they have it a bit more struggles with the way history has taken us through. So be proud of yourself, be proud of where you are, and also don't give yourself such a hard time, because life is tough, but at the same time we're meant to have fun. So have fun with that. So really just, take every day as it comes, have fun and enjoy yourselves. And yeah, do your best in whatever way you can. And I think, for people in general, just going back to the first statement of looking after each other and really supporting each other, it really just helps out to tell somebody, that you're a good person, or thank you for your efforts, or thank you for just being there. It's really helpful, because I can tell you, it's really nice when I personally feel it, and I'm sure other people, don't think there's anyone that will disagree when you say that. It's really nice when people say, no, thank you for your effort, or you've done a good job and keep it up. It's going well. Or just in general, just say, how are you? I just wanted to see how you are. That kind of thing, it really goes a long way. And it's important for us to keep in touch with each other as humans, because we've got that skill to at least talk to each other and understand each other. We should actually use that. And yeah, just in general, really, it's a simple thing to say, just look after one another and also look after yourself.
Thank you. I just seen Togozo just reminded me that you're a blogger. Can you tell us a little bit before we end? She says she loves your blogs. Maybe just share where people can find your blogs and what do you normally cover in your blogs.
Uh, yeah, so it's on WordPress. I'll actually share the link. It's Growing Spot. I must admit, I have not written anything for some time, because of the timings and also looking for nice topics. But for me, in general, it's really about sharing what I observe, or talking about something that I'm passionate about. So, for example, traveling or music, or just in general, something that I've picked up from my week that has inspired me or made me grow a little bit more. And it's those small things. So it's definitely something that I really enjoy. And thanks to Tukoza for actually, saying that. It's inspiring me to maybe, after pick up my pen today and go back to it, because I do enjoy communicating, and it's a good thing. So yeah, you can find it on WordPress. It's called Growing Spots, and I really appreciate the comments from Tukoza. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you for that. So, to those who are listening to us, and thank you to everyone who has tuned in as well. And then I see Linda says, she says, I love that, Janelle. Oh, it was based on what you said, to be kind to ourselves is quite key.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you for that. And guys, if you're gonna be listening, if you'll be listening to this at a later stage, just type replay, and you're welcome to send us questions. Janelle, I'll tag her to come back and respond to you guys. And we appreciate the time that you took just to be with us, because I know at the moment time is a commodity which you have to trade carefully and you have to treasure, and we appreciate that. And
No,
for
thank
those And then for those who like to participate, to join the conversations, and if you feel like you've got a message that you want to share, do send to me an inbox, or you can comment. And to those who will be listening to this on YouTube, do send me comments as well on the YouTube account. And remember, join the conversation is about inspiring people, it's about motivating people. At the moment, everyone needs to hear good news. We need to be inspired. There's so much that is carrying on. People are sad, people are experiencing anxiety, we are losing people at a rate. It's so crazy. When you go to social media, you just see RIP. A day won't go without hearing RIP. Let's change that. Let's utilize the time whilst we're still alive, whilst we still have got this gift of breathing, which is the first thing that we get when we come to this earth, and is the last thing that we lose when we leave this earth. So let's be purposeful, let's be intentional in our doings wherever we are, and let's show love. Like, take everything that Janelle has shared on how to interact with your families, how to create relationships, how to stand your ground, and also as well to understand that the type of person that you are, and also working on your strengths and making them work better for you, and creating those relationships. Because as human beings who are meant to relate, we are not an island. You can't do this by yourself. And you're here to serve, you're here to add purpose, and your purpose might be different. And just find what is your purpose and live it, because when you live your purpose, even though you are so tired, you'll just wake up and do it naturally. So find who you are, stand your ground, and be authentic, and create relationships as well. And also follow Janelle. So we're gonna create some pressure that she goes back to blogging, and you can still go, she will type the her website as well. Go and read. I love the way she writes. She's got this great way of writing, and each time you read her blogs, you are left with a question, you are left with something to reflect in terms of your life. So do go there and leave her comments. The more you comment, it shows that you are reading, and share with your friends, and also share this live, guys, because you might never know that what Janelle has shared today, somebody needs to hear it. You might find that somebody is in the break, they don't know, they're changing careers, they are moving to a new city, they're so scared, there's anxiety building, but just sharing a message shows that it can be done, and they can do it as well. So as well, if you still want to get in touch with me, you can also WhatsApp me 061-518-3208 if you want to be to participate. And for those who'll be listening, please type replay and tell us as well what was your key takeaway from this discussion that we had with Janelle. It was quite empowering. I had some time with her as well. So Janelle, what is your final word for us?
Yeah. I want to say thank you. I think that's a brilliant summary, and you've really covered everything well and gave us a good message. So, thank you so much for giving me the honor of actually speaking here. It's really fantastic to come here and join the conversation with you. And thanks for everyone who was online and the questions and the comments. Yeah, I think I would definitely send more links across and more blog posts, because that's something that I also do love doing. So definitely we'll share more of that. And yeah, I wish everybody a wonderful weekend, and especially to the ladies, a very happy Women's Day on Sunday rather. Monday is a long weekend, so enjoy that day as well. But yes, all the best, and thank you so much. You have a great evening, and great evening to everyone else that's also watching.
Thank you for that. You just reminded me as well. Happy Women's Day to everyone. I see Linda says she joined late. Linda, it is recorded. I'll load it on YouTube as well. You can play it at a later time as well if you are quite busy now. But we thank you everyone who has joined in for coming through. And join the conversation is continuing up to the 31st of August. So tomorrow I've got another live session. Tomorrow it's at 3 o'clock. It's another phenomenal lady. And on Sunday and on Monday, Women's Day, I've got three conversations as well with different ladies. So it's a jam-packed weekend. Diarize, set your reminders on your phone and be empowered. It's different women from all walks of life. So there's so much to learn and to take home, and practical advices. And I believe what she has shared as well, Janelle, today. I saw the comment even from Rachel, says thank you so much for the session. Thank you. So guys, do look out for my post as well. I'll be sharing now, yeah, in a few hours, who are the next ladies that I'll be interviewing tomorrow and Sunday and Monday. And tomorrow as well, I've got a Zoom session. It's a 1 hour session where I'll be talking about depression. I've seen on my timeline and people that I speak to, they are always talking about depression. So just to unpack it and share my story. I've had depression as well, and also providing practical tools of how to manage depression and understanding where you're coming from. That, and always remember, you are not depression. It's a condition that you have which you can manage and you can be reversed. So you do have power. So tomorrow you'll be empowered on what to do. And to those who will be attending, there will also be a workbook that will give you just to work on yourself. So it's at 5 p.m. So if you want to be part of that, let me know. We'll send you the link to the Zoom session. So it won't be live on Facebook, but it will be recorded later on YouTube. So there's so much to empower you guys. There's so much we can do. We cannot sit down in our rooms and be mopey and say, no one loves me. God loves you. Always remember that, and hug yourself tightly and just visualize him or her hugging you, whoever you believe in, Allah or anyone. So guys, you are loved. Always remember that. Yeah. So it's a wrap. Thank you so much. Those who are on YouTube, guys, do comment as well. Thank you.